of great joy if all of us get to pay rapt attention so as to actually get the very best of today's class. So without much ado now, we'll be going back to the back end because that's where we stopped the last time. I do believe that when it comes to the website from the searches and all, and also a bit to certain prerequisite questions like is transit visa required or not, I just want to believe that a bit to everybody here has explicit in knowledge around that area, at least to cushioning the problems that we come to with rejections, deniers, and even sending back of the claims. So what I'll be doing today now, I'll just go over the back end, just show how a live booking, when someone buys from your website, what happens next. Then we'll get to all of that in pictures. Then from then, we'll now get to answer questions. So for the purpose of today's class, we'll still be using Enhanced Fly just to keep up with our previous class. So we are going to be using the Enhanced Fly dashboard. So this is the Enhanced Fly backend. I don't know if you guys can see my screen. Can we see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, great, great. Now, so now when someone gets to buy ticket from our website, let's take for instance, someone visits enhancedfly.com. This part I meant to show. When someone gets to buy tickets here, all activities that happens here goes into three places. The first is the admin backend. So when someone buys tickets or make a search here, we are going to do random search. We are going to book and do all of that. So when someone buys or make reservation from here and pays, Enhanced Fly, we get to see that from their back end in the section called bookings. So the first place where it be reflected or where there is a reservation we get to show is on the bookings at the back end. So how do I get to see the bookings? There are two ways. If you can't see my mouse, you can see the bookings from here, one, or you get to check this part for the bookings. Or thirdly, just come to your dashboard. Once you log in, you see the dashboard. So the dashboard we have to tell you every analysis you need to know as touching pending bookings, confirmed bookings, paid bookings, cancelled bookings, and the likes. But if you don't want to go by the dashboard, you can either use this booking option here or you use this bookings here. So that is the second part. So the first part is someone gets to buy or make a reservation from our website front end using our website address. Then we as the admin, all we need to do at the time is for we to log into our admin back end, and which is this part of the your website. So you log into the back end and you go to bookings, you go to bookings either here, or you come to bookings here, or you just get explicit information on the dashboard. Now, the second place where you get to get a notification is in your mail. For some of us who have set up our mails, when someone make a reservation on your website, automatically the person gets a mail. You also get a mail because at the time of making the reservation, it is expected that the client gets to enter his or her mail. So that is actually the expectation that is required because the both the ticket and basic informations like invoices for payment and all, as well as the itinerary for booking, all of that will go to the client or passenger's email. And the same also will come, also we go to your own email as well. And for all some of us who have signed up and who our emails have been connected, I did get to say that for the emails where all the bookings have been sent to is called book at yourwebsite.com. So for Enhanced Fly, let me get to show that now. For Enhanced Fly, it's book at enhancedfly.com. So there is it here now, email settings. So the email that is being used here is where all bookings, notifications, payments, invoices, as well as tickets we go to. So that is where all of that goes to. Now, the method of payment is what actually tells if you use the third method or not. I did say the first method where you get to see bookings is you log into your admin backend. So we are actually at the admin backend of Enhanced Fly. So you can actually get to see bookings directly on the dashboard. Like this, you get to get all information, or you can use this bookings option here, or you use these options below here, option below rather. So this is the first method. Now the second method is you will get a notification on your book email. And I did say for Enhanced Fly, it's book at enhancedfly.com. So Enhanced Fly has actually set up this. So if someone gets to make a reservation on our website, she will get to see all of that as well as payments and all. Now, the third method for getting to see the bookings or the reservation that was made is dependent on the payment option that the client gets to use. So, but before I get to show that now, let's just do a booking. Let's take, for instance, we got a client who is going to United Arab Emirates. So he or she is going to Dubai and is departing from Lagos and is arriving at Dubai in UAE. That's DSB. So, and let's say the said question wants to make a reservation for the 10th of June. 10th of June. So I'll make my search. Is using economic cabin and it's just one traveler and it's a one-way ticket. It's not a two-way. So when I make search, I will get to see the labeled airlines as well as their the itinerary for those airlines as well as the prices. Now, since UAE Asia for visa because an African who is holding any of the African citizenship or international passports can easily go to any of the Asian countries. So transit visa might not apply here. So now this client is actually going to UAE and and is going to land at DSB, that is Dubai. So by the itinerary, is using so now by the itinerary here is using Ethiopian Air, and just like I said last time, by airline that takes her to Dubai. So let's take for instance, we are actually making this booking. We actually want to pay for this booking. And for the sake of a larger percentage of us in the class are actually from Nigeria. So let's change our currency to the Nigerian Naira so that we'll get to talk in terms of Naira now. So I'm trying to switch my currency to Naira. So my currency has been changed to Naira. So I'll get to make the same reservation now. So when I click search, I'll get to see available airlines as well as the itineraries, and I'll get the price also in the Nigerian Naira. So I will now get to see available payment options. So by exchange, it's 784,000 Nigerian Naira, 422.87 kobo. So let's say we are buying this ticket. I'm a client. I actually visited enhancedfly.com. Now I want to buy these tickets. Now this part is called the booking or the flight booking part. So here's where the client will enter all of his informations as touching the booking. And the client can also see the itinerary on the side, as well as the available baggage boarding screen. We are using Ethiopian Air. There's the flight number for the Ethiopian airline. And the baggage allowed is 30-kilogram baggage. And so let's just go to fill information. So let's take, for instance, the The name of this client is Random, and his last name is, let's say, Trafsify. Okay, that is his last name. Now, when you are making bookings, I did say something the last time for two classes before this one, that there are certain errors that we should avoid. And one of those primary error is the information, the data error. So when entering data or entering the client's information, it's always advisable that you take caution so that you don't get to spell their names wrongly. Because if the information that appears on the ticket is not in consonance with what is in the client's international passport, the client will not be made to fly. You know that becomes your own error. So let's say we are using email info@trustfy.com, and we are going to use this number. And let's say client's address is 635 Pine Avenue, Pacific Grove, okay, California. Okay, country, we could just leave this because it's just a demo. Nationality, you have to enter the nationality of your client. Is a Nigerian, and the country there is where he's residing. Let's say Nigeria, for instance. And now the next is a traveler's information. Now, when it comes to title, it's also worthy of note that we take the very best of caution. Let's not mistake Mr. for Mrs. or Mr. for Miss and all. Because if a client is, if that is also mistaken, that could still be another problem. So let's say this client is a male, his first name is Random, and his last name is Trafsify. Let me get to do that in small letters. Now, the most important aspect of the client's name is his last name, because once the ticket is issued, what will be used to verify the authenticity of the ticket in the airline or carrier, in the carrier or the airline, is the client's last name and his PNR. So PNR stands for passenger number on reservation. So when you get to buy a ticket, every code, usually code is generated. That you'll get to use that as well as the client last name to check for the validity of that ticket. So his nationality, let's say, is a Nigerian. So nationality Nigeria, and his date of birth, let's maintain 1984. Let's say January 1st of January 1984. His passport number is passport issue.
Hello? Hello?
We can't hear you again.
Hello?
We can hear you,
Hello,
ma'am.
ma'am. We can hear
Okay.
you, but we
All
can't
right.
hear him.
Oh, okay. It's battling network then. Okay, let's give him some time.
Water. I'll be drinking it.
Let me see if I can reach out to him.
Okay, ma.
Hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, great now. Okay, sorry about that now. So I was trying to say now that for the available payments methods we have here, we have pay with Razorpay. For most of these, they are to some extent not accessible on this enhanced fly. So you too can
We
disable
can't
the
see the
payment.
screen anymore.
Okay, let me get share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, now. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great now. So now we're trying to make a reservation. So we have entered the client's information. So what we want to do now is we want to select the payment option that's most convenient for us to pay. Now I said we have pay with Razorpay, Stripe, PayPal, Paystack, Pay Later, and pay with bank transfer. Now at the time now, pay later option can be disabled because if a client gets select pay later, it means he or she can only make a reservation with no payment, and you will not want to do that. Now to disable any of the payment options you don't want, it's very simple. Just go back to your website back end, which is the admin back end. Yeah, so all you need is just click on settings, go to payment gateway. So here's where you disable all the payment options that you don't want or you don't want to take payment from. So you can see bank transfer is enabled, status is enabled, pay later is enabled. So let's disable pay later. So we are taking off the status for being enabled. So it's now disabled. And PayPal also, let's disable PayPal since we don't have a PayPal account. So save and return now. So PayPal is also disabled. Let's disable Stripe. All we need just to change the status and Stripe becomes disabled. And for Razorpay, we're gonna be doing the same thing as well. So let's take all of the ticking signs. So that also become disabled. Now, if we come here and get to refresh, you gotta find out that most parts, all of those payment gateways with disabled are gone. So you can see now we only have pay with Paystack and pay with bank transfer option for this booking. And we just have to start entries again. So random, Trafsify, last name is just email, info Trafsify. So we are entering the client's phone number. So we are using this.
Am I the only
now.
one not seeing the screen properly? The screen is static for me.
Can you guys see my screen?
I'm not seeing the screen.
It has just said that payment gateway.
I'm not seeing the screen.
Okay, can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now
Yes.
sorry, I forgot to share this part. So now you can see we have disabled. So we only have two payment options available: pay with Paystack and pay with bank transfer. The reason is because we did not disable Paystack. So let's go to enter the client information again. So his name is Random, last name is Trafsify, his email is info@trafsify.com. This is his phone number. His address is 635 Pine Avenue. Okay, so I'm entering the client's address to California. Okay, now, so his country, let's say it's United States, his nationality, let's say it's United States. We are just using random information. You can change his nationality. You can select his home country, his own country here, or the client can do that all by himself. So first name is still random. We are maintaining that. So his last name is Trafsify. And I did say that the last name is very important because after you are done booking, you need the last name as well as the passenger number on reservation, which is also known as the PNR. So with that now you can verify or validate the credibility of the tickets on the airline of the carrying flight. So his passport number, let's say is this. Passport issuance, let's say April 1st, and is expiring, let's say April 1st, 2026. So now pay with bank transfer is the option we are using. So the next is to accept the terms. then confirm booking. So this will now lead us to where we are going to transfer the said amount to Enhanced Fly. So proceed now. So it's taking me to pay. So you can see now, this is Enhanced Fly bank account. So I'm supposed to send, say pay with bank transfer, I'm supposed to send 784,422.87 to Guaranteed Trust Bank, this account number, bank name, account name, Enhanced Learning Travels and Tours. Now let's take, for instance, I've done this payment. Let's say I've made this payment now. So I'll click back to invoice. Then are you sure that you have made the payment? The system is asking me, yeah, I said yes. Great. Now let's come to an assumption and agreement that I transferred that money to Enhanced Fly. And because it's a bank transfer, the moment I did this now, Enhanced Fly got an email. Enhanced Fly, is that true?
Yes, I got an email now.
Yeah, you got an email that someone has actually booked on the site, right? So I also got an email to the info@transfy.com, which was my own customer email. An email was sent as well. So for some of us who have not set up our systems, I think we have to do that. We just have to get that up so that our email systems will be working. Otherwise, you won't be able to know if someone made a booking on also. Now, let's assume the said amount was transferred to that bank account we saw. So what Enhanced Fly needs to do is, because it's bank transfer, it's manual, all she needs at the time is she will have to confirm that she has received the money. So how will she do that? She has to go to bookings, either those bookings here or those bookings here. So, but let's just get to use this. So when she click on bookings, she's going to see that exact booking. Can you see the booking here? Random. Can you see now? This was the customer's first name, right? And this is the amount, right? So now let's say she has received the payment. So what she needs to do is she's going to change payment status to paid, that yes, I've received the payment. The reason why she has to do this, because if she doesn't do this, the ticket will not appear where she will be issuing it. After you are done accepting that you have taken the payment, you change the status to confirmed, then you have to execute the booking manually. But in the case where you get to use a credit or a debit card, let's take, for instance, as at the time I was paying, I paid using my debit card, using the Paystack payment option. She doesn't have to do this. All of those processes would have been done automatically by the system. But because it's a manual payment option, use of bank transfers, because she has to confirm that she has received the payment. If she doesn't get to confirm that, there's apparently no how she's going to okay the booking. But let's come to an assumption that she has received the payment. Here is the booking. If you can see now, there is the booking. There is the customer name. This is the date. I believe this today's date, 28th of May, 2024. And this was the amount for Lagos to Dubai using Ethiopian Air and Dubai Air. Now, she'll change payment status. You can see payment status. She'll change it to paid. So she clicks paid. The system is going to acknowledge that, okay, this booking has been paid for. Now, the next thing she has to do, she has to confirm the status. She has to confirm the booking status. That, yeah, I've received the payment. I've confirmed that this person is good to get his ticket. Now, the last thing she has to do, because she's using bank transfer option, is to execute the booking. Once she clicks execute, if she has sufficient amount in a B2B dashboard, where she'll be issuing the ticket will be issued automatically. But if she doesn't have sufficient amount in a B2B dashboard, the ticket will not be issued automatically. And when a ticket is issued automatically, it will be issued in your business name, your business logo, your business phone number and address. So in the totality of the system, there will never be anywhere or at any junction or point where your clients will get to see Trustify. Everything is completely white label. So even the ticket your client is carrying, let's take for instance, this was a live booking. If this ticket was to be issued, it would come in Enhanced Fly logo, our phone number, our address, our business address, as well as our business name. So you can see the totality of the approach is done smoothly, and all of that happen in your own business name. So there's nowhere or no how your client or anybody will get to think that you are using anybody. So everybody will get to see you to be the issuer or the consolidator of that same ticket. We get that now. So if we click execute, if she has sufficient funds, the ticket will be issued in her details and sent to our mail. Now the question is, what email is that? The email where the ticket will be sent is the first email you use in signing up here. Let me share my screen. Let me take us there, trustfireb2b.com. Okay, now, so now, I don't know if, I believe everybody who is in today's class must have seen this part of this website, which is the trustfireb2b.com. There was where you actually signed up and copied and created or generated an API key, right? So you must have seen this now. You must have seen this part of the website. So if she has sufficient funds in a B2B account, the moment she gets to click execute here, the ticket will be issued automatically and sent to our email, right? So now I'll click execute, then I will ask, I'm going to chat an Enhanced Fly now to tell
Before you
me
go,
to please,
sorry,
okay,
before we move forward, sir. And if she doesn't
okay,
have enough in a B2B account, what happens?
okay, the ticket will not be issued automatically. She will
What
now
will she
have
do?
to log in.
Okay.
Okay, she will log in back to her account and add funds to the account. And how will she add funds to the account? We are going to see that. So now, since the client has paid her, now the beauty of the system is, let's not forget the amount the client paid. The beauty of the system is, what goes to a B2B account is the exact cost of the ticket minus a markup. Do you see that now? So now we are going to get the cost of this ticket minus a markup. And let's say, for instance, she added 10%, right? So it simply means the system, she's going to pay minus 10% of 700 and something thousand we saw for that same ticket. Do we see that now? So we'll get to that now. So what she will do now is, I don't know if she can share us, she should just share me rather our email and password so that we can just see our dashboard, email and password for our B2B accounts so that we can get to see how the practical works. So I'll be logging to our email, to our B2B account without sharing my screen. But when I log in successfully, then I'll get to share my screen. Okay, she's chatting me up now. So she has sent her email. So just waiting for a password and I'll be logging in now. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to log in with the information she provided. It seems it's the wrong password.
No. Yes, I think that's the wrong one. Just hold on. Let me check.
Okay.
Just give me a minute.
Okay. So while we are waiting, you can see if you can still see my screen. So now she has confirmed that she has received the payment. The next thing is to execute the booking. So let's assume she doesn't have sufficient amount in her wallet, so this ticket will not be issued automatically. So I'll click execute. So the system is asking me, am I really sure I want to execute? Because if you execute by mistake, the ticket will be issued if you have sufficient amount. So you can see, are you sure you want to execute this booking? This operation cannot be reverted once completed. So you have to take caution. Let's assume you are testing or learning on your own end and you have some funds in your balance. If you execute the booking and you never wanted the ticket to be issued automatically, and you probably will not be able to get refunds for that. So before you execute, ensure that you are pretty sure that you actually want to issue. So when we click OK, the system will check if there is sufficient amount. So if there's sufficient amount, the ticket will be issued. But if there's no sufficient amount, the ticket will not be issued. Enhanced Fly, we have to log in to our account, and you can see now what only came is just reservation number. So this is not the ticket because this is just the itinerary slip. So she can even download it. And if Enhanced Fly also check, if I checked my email as a customer now, I also got the same document on my email. So just reservation number, my details, blah, blah, blah. And on this part, you can see information about the company. So the company is Enhanced Travels and Tours. Peradventure, I want to contact them for errors or for mistake. And their email is info@enhancedfly.com. This is their business, and this is their phone number, and this is their address. So if I want to locate their office for future or subsequent bookings, this is their address. So this is what would have appeared on the ticket if she was having some funds in her account. So, but because she's not having funds in her account, is the more reason why we have to log into our backend. So she will log into our B2B dashboard and fund our balance manually. So I'm still waiting for her to share me the password. Okay, she just sent the.
So I would also
Yeah,
share.
I just received it. Okay,
I would
so
also share the 2FA. I will also share the 2FA.
Okay, no problem. So I'm trying to log in now with the information she provided me, and she's going to, I think our account is 2FA protected.
I've sent the
you
code.
cannot. Okay, she just did now. So let me check up with the code. Okay. So once I'm able to log in, I'll share the screen. Okay.
Use the second one. It's time sensitive.
Okay, now I don't know. It's the system said the password is wrong.
Use the second one. It's time sensitive.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even able to get to the 2FA. I'll just use the last password you sent. So permit me to change your password. I'll share you your new password.
Okay.
Sorry about that, please. Yeah, let me just do that so that we can save time. Okay, so I'll be sharing your new password now, but you can still change your password later, maybe at the end of this class.
Okay.
Okay, so
So I've sent you a new code.
okay, great, great. Okay, so I think I've changed your password from here successfully. Let me also share your new password. But you can do it to change it later too. Okay. Okay, so the new password works, and I'll be sharing my screen now. Enhanced Fly, apologies. I just chatted you up now. Okay. Okay, so now we are logged in to our back end. So if you get to look at the back end now, this is our B2B dashboard. You can see there's one booking that is waiting for her. One booking, right? The one we just did now is waiting. Now searches here shows that people have searched our website 200 times. Like the total search. So for you to now issue the ticket, what do? Go to flights. So I'll click on flights. So when I click on flights, flights will take me to where the ticket is to be issued. Then I will now get to issue the ticket. That people have been searching on your website. That is what the searches does. So it shows you all the different places people have been searching on your website. Now below it is the bookings. The bookings is where you are going to see all the bookings that people have made on your website that have paid and you have executed them. The ones that have been issued, the ones that insufficient balance funds could not allow you to issue them, you'll see them. So if you can see this now, the payment status here is not paid because she has not paid for this ticket. Remember, she doesn't have sufficient funds in her balance. Now, the ticket is now for us, the currency we changed to 513 USD. So now we are going to do the maths so as to know what she's sending. So let's go back to our back end so that we'll get to see our back end. So what are we doing at the back end? We just want to see what our exchange rate is. Just like I did say, you don't need to do so much to know your exchange rates. We use Google displayed rates, right? So you don't have to start calling an aboki in like the times I was in Nigeria. I know a few persons who go to BDC places and will say to exchange their dollars, and you don't have to do any of that. Whatever Google says is the exchange rate, that is the exchange rate. And that is what we'll be using. That is what we'll be using. So, but let me see what our exchange rate is as at the time we made this booking. Now, for way to see the exchange rate she's using is for us to go to settings, then go to currencies. So when we go to currencies, because we converted Naira to dollars, sorry, dollars to Naira. So when I come down, you can see our rate is 1,090. right? 1,390. So now it simply means that now that is the rate she's using, 1,390. But if you come to our B2B dashboard, you can see the ticket is $513. So what we'll do is 1,390 times $513. Can someone help us with the maths, or we should just do it directly on Google?
That's 713070.
Okay, let's do that together.
3070. Yeah, 070.
070. Okay, that is 713,000. Okay, now so she's paying 713,070 naira, Nigerian naira. So that is what she will add to our account. So she's paying this 713 naira 70. So it's 713,070 naira. So that is the amount she's paying, right? Okay, now if she adds that amount, that becomes equivalent for 513. But let's still get to see how much was the ticket. Let me share my screen so that we know how much the client paid, so that we can actually calculate our markup and see the profit she made on this ticket. So let's go back to bookings so that we can see what's the true cost of the ticket. So when we got to bookings, the true cost of the ticket, if you can see my screen, is 78422. Let us say 784,422.
I'm not
Right?
seeing anything. I don't know if it's only me.
Okay, you guys see my screen? Are you guys seeing my screen?
Yes, I'm
Yes, I
seeing
can
it.
see you.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm seeing
okay.
it.
I'll
Okay,
log in
now.
again.
Okay, so now the client paid 784,422 naira. So let's copy that. So from the math we did,
The difference
so
is
from the math we did now is 784,422 Nigerian naira was what the client paid. For tickets, she will issue the ticket with 713 naira, 713,070 kobo. So the difference
about 71,352.
Please, what percentage markup did she use?
is 71,300.
10%.
That's our 10%.
Okay, 10%. All right.
Sorry, I was disconnected. Okay, paid 784,422 Nigerian naira. Now, for her to issue the ticket, she needs 713,070 naira. So we try to calculate what our markup is. So it simply means from this ticket, if the ticket was to be a live booking, it means Enhanced Fly made 71,352 Nigerian naira, right? So this is how to know your markup. So, but you don't have to start calculating your markup. Just add funds at whatever Google is exchanging on the day you want to do the issuance of the tickets. That is actually what the rate is. So let's go back to our B2B dashboard. So from here now, you can see she's to pay this, and this is the date and time. So you can see the book status is pending. The beauty about this is it will give you an overview of everything that happened from your website. So you can see the itinerary is Lagos, origin was Lagos, destination was DSB. The departure date was 10th of June 2024. And this is information of the client. So you don't have to bother yourself going back to your backend to check. Type is an adult. Date of birth, this is date of birth. His nationality is Nigeria. This is his passport. His gender is male. His first name is random. His last name is Trafsify. So when you have confirmed, you are sure that, okay, this is the person that paid the money. All you need is for it to come to this and click book now. You can still cancel a booking. You can change the status to book now. So when you click book now, the system tells you, are you sure you want to execute this booking? Your booking fee will be deducted from your wallet balance. Do we see that now? So I said, yes, book now. Let's assume she has that amount. If she clicks yes, book now, if she has that amount, let's say she has added funds to her account, the ticket would have been issued. But because she did not add funds to her account, the system will send a message. Can you see insufficient balance? So our current balance now is $32, approximately $33. So the system is asking her to add funds. Now, how do you add funds to your balance? All you need to, let's assume the client has paid you, you have the money now in your bank, and you want to issue the ticket, just come to click here to add funds. We have two options. You can use the Trafsify checkout. In using the Trafsify checkout, you can pay with your bank cards, or you can use local bank transfer. In the case of local bank transfer, you don't have to use your bank card, you just do direct bank transfer. So we are going to just experiment with the two. So let's say Trafsify checkout, we'll click pay. So when you click pay, the system tells you to add the currency you want to add in Nigerian Naira, because Enhanced Fly uses Nigerian Naira. So she's going to enter the amount. Let's say she's adding 800,000 Nigerian Naira. So she clicked top up balance. So when she clicked top up balance, the system will take her to where she will pay. And in paying, she can pay with her card, she can pay with bank transfer, or she can pay with Pay Attitude. So can you see now? So it's asking her to enter her card information. If she entered her card information and she has this amount in her bank, it will be deducted from her account and her balance will be updated in dollars at whatever goods is exchanging on this day. And she can decide to do transfer. So let's assume she wants to do transfer. She can click on transfer. So you can see from your bank, transfer so amount from your bank to Trafsify Global Inclusive Limited. Can you see that now? So once she sends this via bank transfer option, the funds will be added automatically in her balance, or she can decide to use Pay Attitude. For those who have Pay Attitude accounts, you can just enter your registered Pay Attitude phone number and it takes you to where you pay. But the issue with this is for the Trafsify checkout, which is our own payment gateway, if you want to use that, you are going to be incurring transactional charge. So you can see she wanted to fund her account with just 800,000 Nigerian Naira, but you can see there's an additional 2,150. That is transactional charge. But if you don't want to do this, you can decide not to use that option. You can decide to use local bank transfer. In the case of local bank transfer, there are no transactional charge. So you can see local bank transfer option. You can click to pay. So it displays our bank account. And the system tells you once you have sent your bank transfer, please send us an email at support@trafsifyb2b.com to let us know. This will help us to process your payment as quickly as possible. But now I will still assume she added $600 to her account. Okay, let me not say $600. Let's assume she's adding $600. I will be adding $600 to her account so that you can see what it looks like to book, right? So that we can actually see a live system. So you avail me a few minutes. Let me just add, she's having $32.90, excluding the $50 that will be added. Sorry, the reason why the $50 has not been added is because I think Kuzang, who reports to me, she's still compiling the total number of persons who attended the class. As some persons have sent their emails and others have not sent their emails. But I feel at the end of today's class, people who did not send their email will most likely lose out on that discount, on that freebie. So I will just go ahead and just give the credit to only people who have sent their email before and after this class. So we just have all we need to do to actually do that maybe at the end of the class so that we can get our balance funded. So now I'll be adding a certain amount to our account, but it's a dummy amount. Dummy amount in the sense that it's not a real amount, but we just want to use it to see how the issuance would have looked like if supposing it was a rebooking. So let me just go and add $600 to our account. Okay, I'm almost done. So the moment I add this dummy amount of $600, it will reflect in our balance. So that becomes 632.9. Okay, so she has a 2.9 before now. So I only added $600 dummy dollars. It's not real money, just dummy money, just for us to say. So let's come back to our screen. Let me get to refresh. So if I get to refresh, you go find out, you can see from $32.90, it's now 632. So she should be able to proceed with the booking. So let's go to flights so that we can issue this ticket so that you can see how it looks like when you have sufficient amounts in your balance and you actually want to issue ticket. How does it look like? Okay, still loading. Okay, now, so let's go to flights. We're in flight already now. So this is the ticket we want to issue. Now she has sufficient amounts. So you will notice that now we can pay. What we are paying is $513, and we have more than that in our balance. So I'll click book now. Now I'll say yes, book now. Yeah, I actually want to do the booking. So the system will deduct $513 from our balance, and the ticket will be issued, but not a real ticket. This is just a dummy because the funds I added was not from a live account. It was just a testing account, just for us to have an overview of what it is. So we are going to get a PNR, but it's not verifiable on the airline website because we did not add real money, right? So it's taking a bit time because it's trying to issue. Okay, now you can see the ticket could not be confirmed, but watch it now. Can you see now? Payment status is now confirmed, right? And you can see the PNR for this booking. Did we see that now? You can see it's now confirmed, but the book status is still pending because this is not a real booking. So supposing it was a real booking, the book status would have been confirmed. Then an invoice or a ticket would have been sent to enhanced fly email with those PNR and with this information of the clients, first name random and last name classified. So that is what it actually means to do the issues. So in a bit now, in a general overview, that is how the system works. I'll take the process again. The first approach is your client gets to visit your website. And let's assume your client came to your office and paid. You say, please just give me a reservation for London to Lagos to London, and I'll be leaving on the 16th of June, coming back on the 16th of July. So you said, oh, the cost of a ticket is 900K, for instance, and your client pays you. Even if you want to do the booking, you have to still go to your website, your main website. For instance, for enhanced flight, someone came, please, can you just get me a ticket to London? I'm not coming back. And the person, okay, before she gets to tell the person the price, she will first come to our website like this and search. So the person is holding a student visa, a study visa, and it's going on the 16th of June. So she will come to our website and check the price because she too doesn't know the price. So she clicks search, then the price will be displayed. So she will get to see the airline and the price. So she can discuss with the clients and discuss the airline route and all. Sorry, are you okay with Royal Air Maroc? The client said, no, I don't like Royal Air Maroc. Don't you have Air Peace? I learned they're cheaper. But Air Peace is not cheaper. Don't forget that. There are several airlines that are cheaper than Air Peace, even if you're going to Gatwick. You can say Royal Air Maroc on enhanced flight system is okay. Let's do it in Naira. Let's talk Naira. It's because where I am, the prices keep coming in dollars. Okay, let's do the search again. So now you can see this is Lagos to London on the 16th. So Royal Maroc is even a direct flight straight from Lagos to Casablanca, Casablanca to Gatwick. This Gatwick, LGW is Gatwick, right? So now you can see there is the price. But the client said, please, don't you have Air Peace? You don't have to start, you don't bother yourself so much. All the list of airlines are here for you. So just select Air Peace. So you now see airlines that have Air Peace connecting. So this is Air Peace. And don't forget, Air Peace does not go to London. Air Peace only have landing pads for Gatwick in United Kingdom. Do we see that now? So you can't get a direct Air Peace to London because the pass they have or the pass they are holding is only to Gatwick. Only to Gatwick. So there must be a connecting flight. But let's get to search for Gatwick since Air Peace goes to Gatwick. So Gatwick is LGW. So this is Gatwick. So Air Peace goes here. So the client said, I'm going to Gatwick. Just get me a ticket that has to do with Air Peace airline. So here you see direct Air Peace. So on that same itinerary, so here is Air Peace. You should be able to get a direct Air Peace. So this is the direct Air Peace. Can you see now? This direct Air Peace is 1,049,000. So that's the high. So this direct Air Peace, Lagos to Gatwick. So from Lagos, it flies all through down to Gatwick, London, and economy cabin class, and this is the airline number. But on that same search, there are still cheaper. They are still cheaper for as low as 700. So you can now tell your client, Lagos to Gatwick, Royal Air Maroc, it's 726,534 naira. The client said, okay, no problem. So even if the client sends the funds to you in your office and leaves, or it's still in your office, you still have to enter the client information just like I did in the initial. You click book now. So when you click book now, it takes you to the booking page. You're going to enter all the information of the client. But because the client has paid you the amount, just use pay with bank transfer option. Since you have the money already in your bank account, pay with bank transfer option. Because with bank transfer option, it is manual. But if you select pay with Paystack, Paystack will ask you to enter your bank account, sorry, your debit or credit card information. And it doesn't make sense you paying yourself to Paystack and Paystack again coming back to yourself. So since you have the funds already, the person has paid you, just use pay with bank transfer option and repeat the same process just like I did. So when you are done booking, when you are done doing that, since it's pay with bank transfer option, come to all bookings. So when you come to all bookings, you are going to see that booking. Then you confirm the payments that, yeah, I've received the payment. You do all the things I said first by confirming the payment status. Now the next is the booking status. You change it to confirm payment status to paid. Then you execute the booking. if you have that amount in your B2B, here is your B2B now. If you have that amount in your B2B balance, then your ticket will be issued automatically. So you can see our balance has reduced from $632.90 to $119 because she used that money to pay for ticket of $513. And that is more reason why it's always advisable that you add 2FA to your account, because anybody who has your password and email can just log in and go and issue tickets, and that will not be too good for you. So that's more reason why you are to add 2FA, add authentication to your account. The reason is because if you get to add authentication, before anybody will gain access to your account, you will get an OTP code. So if they don't have the OTP code, there's no how they can come to spend your money. So in view to this now, I don't know if any one of us have questions so that we can actually look at them. And I want to believe today marks the end of our class. Everybody now should have gotten a little bit of mastery around the process from booking down to executing and lastly to issuance and the processes that comes with it. And I still want to believe that when it comes to understanding a bit of fair rules, especially when it comes to transit visa, we still have some ample amount of mastery around it. So if you have your questions, I think you just put up your hand so that, okay, Mr. Godwin has a question. So Mr. Godwin, you can ask your question, please.
Okay. First, I have to say thank you so much for your explanation. Unfortunately for me, I initially logged on with my phone, so I was not able to follow through the dashboard training and all of that. But I observed that this training is recorded. So if since it's recorded, if we can have the link, I'll be able to review both our training 2 days before now and the one of today.
Okay.
Having said that, I want to ask, how do I access the email that has been provided for us as you were setting up this website? How do we access?
Okay, now I think on that you can just chat me, then I will guide you on the setup.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I think Mrs. Okorie has a question. So Mrs. Okorie, you can ask your question.
It's not a question, it's just an observation. It's to be
Okay.
careful when you were, if noticed on that Airpeace flight reservation, it was just one piece of luggage. So you have to be, so when you are booking for your client, you have to look out for the pieces of luggage also to be sure that they are not just one piece, so that when you finish booking, it doesn't, the client doesn't run into problems, because that Airpeace ticket has only one piece of luggage allowable. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, that's a good observation there. But usually, if you all can remember, for some of us who have traveled overseas, especially when you want to japa, as the Nigerian language or slang is, you can't be carrying one piece or two pieces. So you have to carry all your bags and everything, even carry food. I could remember some persons when they are coming here, they have to carry food and some of those stuff. Now, you still have a window of opportunity to add more baggages or more luggages, but it's not free. But they are usually between 10,000, since you are paying Nigerian, between 8,000 Nigerian naira to 16,000 Nigerian naira, depending on the size of your luggage or baggage. We get that now. So that was actually a good observation. But by standard, usually most airlines permit 2 pieces of baggage. Most airlines, usually 30 kg, 30 kg each. So that is still another observation. But peradventure, your client wants to carry more baggages, wants to carry more luggages. When the ticket has been issued, for you to do that is, for this Airpeace, for instance, we'll go to Airpeace website and put the client's last name or surname and his PNR. Then the tickets will be displayed. Then there you can still add other services like meals. Now you can see at the time we are doing this, we did not add any meal. So, but you want to add meal, and that should be maybe around 9,000 Nigerian naira. You can add meal for the client. You can even add other features like Wi-Fi and even meal preferences and even more baggages and luggages depending on the client's carrying capacity at the time. So all of that can still be added manually. But that was actually a wonderful observation. Thanks so much, Mrs. Okore. So I think the next person is Mrs. Rita. So everybody will ask their question. So Mrs. Rita, you can ask your question.
Hello, good evening, house.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Okay. So first, I want to appreciate you so much. God bless you. I really appreciate you for everything and for your time. So my question is, my question is that for how long can a reservation last? Like if someone say, okay, I want to travel by September, and now we are still in May, and he say, okay, I need a reservation. For how long can such reservation last?
Okay, now let's go back to okay. Sorry, you can ask more questions, please.
Okay, another question I want to know is, if you have money in that your B2B account, is there a way the money can be withdrawn? Maybe you have like maybe $1,000, maybe you need money and you say, okay, let me quickly bring out some money there and use maybe later. Is that a way the money can be removed?
Okay, is that all the questions now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first, let's get to answer the first question. Now, when you come to settings, you can see this dashboard. We have general settings. I just want to explain something before I answer your question. Okay, now, if you get to come below, look at booking expiry. Can we see booking expiry? Enter number of days which unpaid booking expires. Are we seeing this?
Yes.
So it's your choice. You can decide to make it. You can decide to make it 10 days, 12 days. Now, but usually by standard, your question is, reservation and issuance are not the same thing. When you say a reservation is an itinerary that has not been paid for, by standard, most itinerary are usually between 24 hours to maybe 3 days. So if you don't get to pay for the tickets, you can make a reservation and not pay. You can enter your information, like the options we saw, pay later option, right? So you can still do that for as high as 3 days or to a max duration of 3 days. So that is a reservation, but a booking is a paid reservation. So we are in May, you can even make booking for December, because the time the time duration for making booking is 6 months. Usually it should be 6 months, because the longer the time, the cheaper the ticket. Do you see that now? So even if we are in May, you can still make a booking you can make a reservation, but reservation expires between 24 hours to 3 days. So a reservation is an itinerary that has not been paid for. But when you want to make a reservation, you can make reservation for as long as whatever time you deem fit. So we are in May now, you can still make a reservation for December and pay it today. As long as the ticket has been paid, the ticket is forever valid. So the ticket will only expire, let's assume you book for 26th of December 2024. So it only expires after the departure time.
Okay.
Or most likely there were some changes in the rules. The airline had thoughts like dates change, or maybe some hand of God disasters, man-made disaster, or anything just happened and the airline could not fly on that date. Then there will be another date for you. You'll be communicated via your email or the client will be communicated via his or her email. But once a ticket has been paid for, that ticket is forever valid until its departure time. Do you get that now? But reservation is usually between 24 hours to 3 days. But on our own system, we have, you can still hold a reservation for 1 week, 2 weeks. Now, we have some partners who are doing pay small, small option. You too can do that. So in the case of the pay small, small, it's a scenario whereby a ticket is 1,000, but you are giving your client the opportunity to pay in 2 weeks, right?
Okay.
So they make reservations. We will issue the tickets, but that ticket will not be confirmed until that 2 weeks. Do you see that now? So the ticket is 1,000. You are doing a pay small, small plan. So maybe every day he brings $100, trying to make up his 1,000. So if he's able to pay up the $1,000 in 2 weeks, whether the cost of that ticket has risen or fallen, that is the price. It won't change, right? But if in the case where he's not able to make the payment, let's say he paid $900, he's left with $100 to make up, and that 2 weeks expires, he's not going to get the ticket and he's not going to get refund. That is just the danger of pay small, small. He's not getting the refund, the money is lost. But if he's able to make up on or before the elapsement of that 2 weeks, he's getting the ticket. So even if the ticket has risen, the price shoot up from $1,000 to $1,800, he's still going to pay the $1,000. That is just the pay small, small package. You get that now. But usually, if a client make a reservation, you can decide how long you want the client to hold the reservation. For enhanced flyer, it's just 1 day. And with us, is 1 day. If a ticket goes beyond 24 hours, there are chances that it will not be valid. If a reservation goes beyond 24 hours, there are chances it will not be valid. So the client will have to pay the new price. And also now, this does not apply to deadline tickets that are just in the couple of hours, right? Now, someone wants to board a flight for the next, maybe he's traveling the next 6 hours and he wants to go and do a reservation for the next 3 hours before paying. It might not work. You get that now. So I don't know if that answers your question. Now, the second one, if you have funds in your account and you to some extent want to withdraw, you have to write to support@transferb2b.com. So they'll tell you what to do and they'll guide you on how to make the withdrawals. But in a bit, the balance is not supposed to be withdrawable, because if we make it withdrawable, some persons could use it to start laundering funds, right? Because somebody can just take money from somewhere, put it in the balance, after a while comes back to withdraw it. So it's always advisable you put in amounts you want to use for ticket issuance, either in the case of automatic or in the case of the manual. So I don't know if that answers your question, ma'am.
Very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, I think the next person is Mr. Barbara.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Good evening from here. And I want to thank you very much for all
too.
this wonderful, all right, sir, for all this wonderful things you are teaching us. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome, sir.
My questions are, I think, just two.
Okay.
Just two. I want to look at a situation from here. I call it synchronization. Synchronization in the sense that if a client pays him money, how many hours will that process take for him to get the ticket? That's one. Then I am in Nigeria now. I may have a client in China, for example, that visited my site. I might not be on as at the time he's doing the transaction. And there's this time lag there. Maybe I was sleeping at that time.
Yeah,
so
it's possible.
How can that synchronization now happen so that I can get the ticket immediately as being in Nigeria here, as if I'm on?
Okay, now that's perfect. Now the first question.
That's number one question.
Okay, okay, number two. You can move on to number two. Sorry.
Okay. The number two has to do with can we do the same process here for our local flight here? Like I'm going from Lagos to Kano.
Okay.
Local flights, Nigeria.
Okay, domestic flights. Okay,
domestic
airlines.
flight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's great now. Now to the first question is, the system was actually designed to get you totally off the platform. That was the mindset. That was our developmental goal. But that was not possible, or we possibly could not achieve that in African markets. The reason is because most persons from African markets don't have sufficing funds to hold up to $10,000 in their balance. You get that now. But for other European markets, other Asian markets, Australian, America, they can actually do that with great amount of ease. So that was why when we came to African markets, we actually made the system to be manual funding, right? So you can add funds and issue. But for your clients in China who actually bought a ticket, let's say from Guangzhou to Sydney in Canada, and at the time he made the payment, you are still sleeping. If you have sufficient funds in your balance, the ticket would have been issued, even without your notice, without even you knowing. You only get to see that, oh, you get all the mails while you are sleeping, you get the payments, you get the ticket being issued. That is in the case of automatic issuance, but that is only applicable to people who have sufficient funds in their balance. If you don't have funds in your balance, there's apparently nothing the system can do. The system is as helpless as when you are sleeping. But when you have sufficient funds, the ticket doesn't need you, right? You can go about your other businesses. You are selling tickets. You'll just be checking your markup, how much commissions you are making. That was the intent. And other part of the world have been able to achieve this, because most persons still have other engagement, just sitting down to be checking mails and going to one back end. They might not have that luxury of time to be doing that, right? Because it's an autopilot system that the system manages itself, runs itself, controls itself and all. But that is only achievable if you have sufficient funds in your balance. But if you don't have sufficient funds in your balance, the clients have to wait until you are awake. Now, for local flight, sorry about that. For local flight, for local flight or domestic flight, the same process applies. You can buy tickets, you can buy and sell tickets to all the domestic airports within Nigeria. And the same process too. So they can pay with bank transfer, pay with Paystack for those who have Paystack. Then the fund goes to your account. Then if you have the funds in your balance, the tickets be issued. If you don't have the funds in your balance, you fund your balance manually. And so now the time duration for issuance of ticket manually is usually 15 to 30 minutes. But if it's in automatic issuance, it's usually between 30 seconds to 3 minutes. So can you see now? So for automatic issuance, gets you off the job. You don't even have to be so bothered about the system. The system, when they buy from you, you just be funding your balance, taking your profit. When they buy from the system, get all the information, issue the ticket, impute your own information, Barbara Travels, your phone number, your address, your logo, everything is on the ticket. Because all of you who are here now and several other partners, all of your informations are already on our console. So when somebody buys from you, the system generates the ticket using using the colors on your logo. So you are going to have a unique ticket, very unique to you. It's going to be your colors, your logo, your phone number, your address. And the ticket does not come with price. So there's no fair price. So the client will not be able to know how much was the true cost of that ticket.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's what
in a bit now, so in a bit now, the system will work best if you have the capacity to do instant issuance. But if you don't have that capacity, it's fine. Just be doing your manual issuance pending when you have good amount of funds. Thank
Thank
you
very
so
much.
much, Mr. Barbara. So the next person is Ambassador Dr. Yewande. Hello, are you there, ma? Oh, I don't even know if it's a he or she. My apologies. Are you there, please? Okay, I guess let's move on to Mrs. Tina.
Mrs. Tina.
Everyone,
Yeah, greetings to you, mom.
Good evening.
thank you for the teachings of today. You are indeed a teacher.
Most
It's just
welcome,
unfortunate that I come in on time. Please, how will I fortify my account? So that anybody
Fortify, I
and
mean, as in what?
as in
Yes,
the
you have to
No, protect our account, I guess.
protect. Yes.
protect my account.
Okay.
How do I do that?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I should go ahead.
Okay, is that? Yeah, you can.
Okay. So I asked this other question before that for those people going to Schengen countries, how do I do dummy flight ticket for them that can last for
Okay.
like before they will answer them in the embassy?
Okay, that's a good question. Okay, that's actually a good question. Although the question you're asking now would have been answered during our next class, which the class in June. But let me just give you an overview. Usually, when you are making application for visa, whether it be e-visa or the one visas that require going to consular or embassies, you actually need to have a flight reservation. And the consular wherever that is also trying to check you will want to be sure that you have a paid ticket. And invariably, for a visa you have not been given, you can't afford to start paying. So that is where we use dummy tickets and hotels. So we do dummy services for $15. $15 dummy service. That should be for airlines. And that will be for only one way. But in the case where you need dummy ticket for return, that's $20. So with that now, you can get a verifiable ticket that's confirmable on the airline website. So with that, it can be verified. But to get an extension, usually the max a dummy ticket can last is 21 days. That is the max.
Okay.
You get that now. That is why dummy ticket most times are being purchased in during the time of filling or submitting the application. And usually, if it's an online application, usually it should be between 1 week to 2 weeks before appearance. So you can actually just get the 21 days that we cover. And the same also applies for hotels as well, because especially for Schengen nations, you have to provide proof of hotel booking, and it must be verifiable. And you also have to provide proof of an airline ticket booking, it must be verifiable. So we do such services as low as $15, $20, as the case may be. So you can actually get to chat whenever you have such needs. Now, to fortify or protect your account is very simple. Just log into your B2B account. When you scroll down, you are going to see two-factor authentication. Then click on that. Then, but you need to download an app. If you are using an iOS or Android device, you download an app. The system will tell you what app to download. Download it. Then link your account with that app, so your system is well protected or well secured. So anybody, even if someone gets to log into your account, either by stealing or pilfering your login details, they'll still not be able to take funds or they will still not be able to log in because they need an OTP code. And that OTP code is only with you on that same app. But if you still need further help, I could still be of help on that as well. Thanks so much. And I don't know if that answered your question.
Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Yeah, I don't know if Ambassador Dr. Yewande is available now, but if she's not, and I don't get to think
Hello,
there's any
can
other
you
person.
hear me?
Okay, great.
Hello,
We
sir.
can hear you, ma'am. Yeah, I can hear you.
I was speaking before. I don't know why nobody heard me. I'm sorry for the glitch. Thank you very much,
Sorry
sir.
about
And I want
You're welcome, ma'am.
I want to appreciate your training and the way you've been holding our hands. Now, I just joined yesterday, and
Okay, ma'am.
it was a wonderful time. But a few things. One, I just put it on the chat. Is there a way we can have your contact to be able to chat you up? Because you said we should chat you up, but some of us don't have that means. That's number one. Number two, I want to ask concerning email. If, for example, I submitted an email address, but I now have a business email address, is it possible to change the email address on the Trustify website when we've been allocated? Then three, the website that will be given, is it attached to the with a domain name or something like that, or we need to get a domain name? Sorry if I'm dragging us back, but I'm new at this. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, now, so first, when you come on board, you don't have to pay for a domain name. So you're getting that also alongside the white label. And the business emails is only what you will use because it's a business environment. So you can't be using personal emails. So you have to use business emails. For example, book@enhancedfly.com, admin@enhancedfly.com. So those are business emails. So that's for the answer for the other question.
Thank you, sir.
So you'll be getting a domain name. We get all of that for you for the next 1 year. You don't have to do anything. And you use business emails. And your website, as it seems, you only carry your own information. So there will not be Trustify. So everything is completely you. So when client visits, they'll get to see your brand, see your own ideas, and see your own information. And when they get to pay, they pay to you. And when the ticket is issued, it's issued from you, carrying your own information as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
The first one, by your contact.
Yeah, talking about my contact, I'm actually in all of the groups, so you can just search for me on.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Or you can reach out to either Madam Gamat or Kuzan, so they can still give you my contact.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So in a bit now, I don't think there's any other person that has a question. So in the absence of any other question, I think we'll be leaving the floor to Madam Dorcas.
Please, I raised my hand.
Sorry, my apologies.
Yes, my hand is raised because some of the responses you have given have given rise to some other questions. For example, I heard you say that it is possible to give a dummy ticket, also a dummy evidence of hotel bookings and all of that. Can we do that from our site?
Okay, now the dummy tickets can actually not be done on your site. The reason is, what you do on your site, if at all you attempt to do dummy booking, might not be confirmed on the airline website. First, let me put it out. Dummy services are illegal, they are illicit, and should not be condoned. But because there's no any other way, because for a ticket, for a visa you have not been given, you can't afford to start paying Lagos to Toronto back and forth for 3 million Nigerian naira for a visiting visa that might not be approved. You get that now. The reason is because a dummy ticket is a verified ticket that is against the pricing of the airline. And do you know in most cases, you can fly with dummy tickets? Sure. Most persons fly with dummy ticket because you can use a dummy ticket to get a pass, but it's illegal. So such services might not be put out there for the general platform. It's just a service solely for the purpose of visas approval or untoward journey, right? So that's more reason why we can't actually just get put that all out. But if you need such services, we will provide a verifiable ticket that you can confirm. The consular whoever that is doing the interview will confirm. Even the airline will still confirm it and claim that it is valid. But in its original sense, if not for the purpose of visa applications and approvals, a dummy hotel or a dummy ticket is considered illegal. So it only becomes licit and legal only for the purpose of visa approvals or visa applications and the likes. But anything under outside the corridor of this ambience will be considered illegal. So we can actually get to put that. But if you want a dummy service, especially you got some clients, you are preparing your clients for maybe some sort of visa applications and they ask you to provide untoward tickets and hotel reservations, even insurance services too. We also offer insurance services. You can get, if it's insurance, you can get insurance service. You can also be issuing insurance globally, especially traveling insurance. You can do that globally. We have that capacity to also help you do that. So we can empower you to do that as well. But for dummy services, we can't be able to put it all out for everyone. It should just be per request. Because if it's all out, most persons can still abuse that privilege. For instance, I know of someone who stays here. The few last time I knew him, he has never bought a return ticket. So he keeps using dummy services, right? And he will use that return ticket to still fly back to Nigeria. But pray God they don't catch him. But they catch him, I'm sure he's going to face the wrath of the law. So dummy services are only acceptable, considered legal, permissible, licit, if only for the purpose of visa application only. But anything outside that is illegal.
Okay, I get your drift, and it makes a whole lot of sense. So since this service is not available in our individual websites, can we offer those services for any of our clients that deserve it? And perhaps we use the centralized transfer website to make the bookings and perhaps do our own little markup for that particular service?
Certainly. For instance, now, I did say that a dummy ticket is $15, $20. I know someone in Port Harcourt, she's not part of this one, but she's our partner. That is the only service she's selling now. So she now has this chains of network of traveling agents who are into visa services. So she sells dummy tickets to them for $100. It's business. You can do that. But we can't actually put that even on our own website. We don't do. You can't see or say we do dummy service because it's considered illegal, especially when you are holding a global license. But we do that. So you can either private chat or send an email or chat me that okay, I need a dummy ticket for so and so. So you'll be advised accordingly, and you'll be given or the service will be provided. So in the case you want to provide it for your clients, colleagues, partners, associates, other traveling businesses, you can go as far as do all of that. Take the funds from them, add your own markup, we'll give you the service at our own rates. You decide your own rates with them. So it's fair.
Thank you for the info.
You're most welcome, son. So in view to this now, I don't know if anybody has question. I don't know because I can still see a hand up. Madam Sina, do you still have a question?
No, I
Maybe
don't
she
have
forgot
any
the
other-
hand.
Okay, I get it.
Bring down your hand.
Okay, so now in the absence of any question, the floor now goes to our facilitator. Madam Dokaso, you can take the floor.
Maybe she has gone to sleep. She has worked so hard for the day.
It's late already. This is to 11 in Nigeria.
Oh, sorry about that. My apologies. I keep taking the meetings too far. So in view to that, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for making it all out to be here. And thanks for
Thank
everything.
you.
Yeah, I
Thank
can
you,
deeply
sir.
appreciate
Thank you
your
so
role.
much. Some of us will still chat you up, definitely.
You have my time. You truly have my
Yeah.
time. Chat me and I will respond adequately.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you so
sir.
much,
Please,
sir.
ma'am,
Yes.
God bless you.
I'm going to
Thank you.
call you immediately.
Thank you.
Enjoy the
I'm
rest
going
of
to
your
call
day,
you
sir.
immediately,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Okay, bye. So I'll be
Okay,
waiting for your
Mr.
call.
Wells,
Bye-bye.
Mr. Wells, just
Okay.
one
So
final,
I'm calling you immediately.
question.
Okay,
Just one
it's
final
fine.
question.
Okay.
You know, you
Okay.
asked us to submit our emails. Is the emails we are
Yeah.
supposed to submit, is it our private email or the email customized for our website?
Okay, no, the email you use for signing up for the B2B account. Because
Okay,
with the help
that
of
should be
that
our
email,
personal email.
okay, great. So because with the help of that email, we'll be able to credit. So tomorrow we are crediting the account. Anybody who has not provided email might lose out once it's 11:59 p.m. my own time. And I'm 7 hours behind you people. So the floor is still open. Try and send your email to Kuzan or to Gamant so that they can send it to me so that I can actually add the $50 to everybody's account.
Thank you. God bless you.
You most
Oh,
welcome.
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. I'm
Thank
calling
you
you
very much.
immediately. I
God
want
bless
to
you.
ask you
Thank you.
something,
Please
sir.
also make sure
Have
that
a great
it is
day.
not a
Me,
dummy
I'm going
money
to
you are.
chat you up, definitely.
No,
That's
no,
just
It's
it's
not
a
a dummy
live
money,
amount.
it's a good money.
You can even use it to buy ticket. If I were you, for some of us, if I was to be in Nigeria, I would have just used it to buy ticket to Lagos from Abuja. For some of us who are in Abuja, or if you're in Port Harcourt, you can just use it to fly around. Or you can still save it when your customer or your person, your client comes in, you now save that $50 and use it to make reservations for them.
I
Thank
think
you,
that's a
sir.
good idea. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye
Thank you,
everyone.
Enjoy,
sir.
Bye. Enjoy
Bye.
the rest
So
of
I'm
your
calling
day,
you
sir.
immediately, sir.
It's fine. I'm
We have
I'm
waiting.
calling
Thanks.
you now, sir.
We
Okay,
have
great.
heard.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, my class is over.
Our matter tickets look right. One is here. Baba, $50 so for Africa. Even if it's just a flight to Ija, to Lagos, just try it, travel somewhere. So this is money. Because the idea is that if somebody wants to buy anything online now, I don't the person wants to buy them. If I don't have sufficient points for what the person wants to buy, the person has to spend money to fund my wallet, be able to commit to be able to spend. You understand? But if I already have in my wallet and the person needs to buy, it will automatically sell, and my commission will already automatically be paid. Because you know what payment to our my ways to my second travel. I didn't want to get Which one is it? This one now? Give the money, so that somebody can buy straight. I'll be getting my commission. I won't touch any money on somebody flies. That's just it. You know? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Then, ìgbà tó dé nígbà wá jọ̀ǹpẹ̀ àárín ìṣòro àárín wọn wà ní ibẹ̀. Kò tí ì ṣe tán ṣe tèmi rẹ̀. Bóyá ò bẹ́ẹ̀ ní báyìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo ṣe ṣorí àbí ètò ìwọ̀n sókè. Mo ti fóònù ẹ̀wò náà. Wọ́n máa ń mẹ́sẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n. Fọ́mọ ẹ wá tètè sùn. Jọ mí lójú. Kì í sùn dáadáa. Ìwọ́dẹ ló fi kíní yẹn jẹ. Kì í sùn púpọ̀. Ọmọ mi ò dẹ̀ ní sùn ní ìdìde, kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe. Kò sí, kò ní sùn. Ìwọ ló fi kíní yẹn jẹ. Tí ìwọ bá dẹ̀ ń sùn, wàá máa gba máàmì ẹ̀wẹ̀ta, máàmì dáǹsì,